Hi, this is Venumadhavudnala, the principal instructor in Fine Arts from Hyderabad. I have an atelier called Madhav's Atelier of the Arts, and it is it is based out of Hyderabad. And I've been getting a lot of requests from my students all over the globe as I've been teaching for about 15 years or so. And there are thousands of people who have been learning from online, from personal, from my classroom sessions and trainings as well. And I've been going to different places in India, different parts of India, to teach through workshops and through my course-based training sessions as well. So the basic request that I have been getting from lots of people is to create some kind of tutorials which will really help people to understand, all the aspirants who are actually trying to understand what is the basic differences, what are the basic things that one needs to really know to understand to get into arts, whether it is watercolor medium or acrylics, oils, whatever it is, any medium that has fundamentals that runs from graphite or charcoal, that's basically pencil. So one needs to understand the basic structural differences between technical differences between graphite, charcoal and carbons. Only then people will appreciate the actual profundity of different mediums. So let's get started and let's get into the actual business. Hello. Yeah. As I discussed, I wanted to bring to your notice the basic differences between graphite and charcoal. We say only graphite and charcoal, but there are lots of brands in graphite and lots of brands in charcoal. So each and every brand, like each and every soap or bathing soap, has a beautiful quality. Someone will like smooth, someone will like really for cleansing purposes. So that way, as each and every soap has its own trait, a character, each and every brand and each and every lead of that particular brand has its own character, and that define the trait of that particular brand, and that is the reason the brand becomes more popular. Okay, so in that sense, when it comes to graphite, there are so many beautiful brands out there in the market, and most of the artists use Staedtler. These are Staedtler's graphite pencils. Staedtler's Mars Lumograph. These are German pencils, blue pencil and black. Total pencil will be in blue color and bottom will be given in the black shade. This is graphite pencil. Okay, and there is another pencil which is manufactured by Staedtler. These are called Staedtler Mars Lumograph Black. These are carbon pencils. Okay, and these are graphite, these are carbon, these are Camel Charcoal pencils, which are most affordable, and I would not wanted to use the word cheap, but very affordable. And this is Graphite Charcoal, this is Parris. These are charcoal pencils as well from Parris, but these two are colored ones, sanguine and sepia. These three are general charcoal pencils. So now coming to the differences, the graphite which has highly shining property is the most cheap quality of graphite. Now I would wanted to use cheap because it doesn't give you the desired quality of work. So that is the reason Staedtler, which manufactures the highest quality of graphite, like Staedtler, if there are any other pencils, I wouldn't say, because I have been experiencing a lot of other graphite pencils, but not really many graphite pencils reach up to this mark. That is the reason most of the world's renowned artists who are working using pencils, they use graphite, Staedtler's graphite. Okay, now what is the basic difference? Why it is not that it is not because Staedtler is great, the graphite is good. No, the other way around. Because they manufacture wonderful and very qualitative graphite, that's the reason Staedtler is the best pencil. Because any graphite whose properties are closer to charcoal is beautiful graphite. You will experience and understand only when you actually go through different kinds of graphites, experiment, then you will see the beauty of, you will understand and see the beauty of your work with these pencils. Okay, so Staedtler produces various kinds of grades. So the total number of pencils that a graphite has are 26 grades, and almost all the grades are produced by graphite except 11B and 12B. I think I have already seen 11B and 12B also. I don't remember it right now exactly. So 10 H pencils, 10 B pencils, 1 F pencil, 1 HB pencil, 11B, 12B, double E and triple E. This is double E pencil. Double E pencil. This is 8B pencil. So you might wanted to understand what is the difference between. When you really write with these, you will understand. See here, 8B has a little shining, double E will have less shining, and triple E will have more less shining. That means very less shining. So you need to understand that triple E is the darkest graphite pencils that are available. One. The other one is the carbon pencils. Carbon pencils also you get it in 2B, 4B, 6B and 8B. I do have 8B as well. You do get in this kind of small box. So you get all the grades of pencils like 2B, 4B, 6B and 8B. You get 2 2B pencils, 2 4B pencils, 1 6B, 1 8B, because 8B and 6B are very not so frequently used, but 2B, 4B are used. So now these are the charcoal pencils. The charcoal pencils everybody would wanted to use experiment with is Camel. I understand these are very easy to get in the markets out there in stationery shops, especially in India. So you get it for about 45-50 rupees. You get these 3 pencils: neutral, soft and hard. Okay. Now what is the difference between these? This is Conte Parris. The Conte Parris pencils are the brand. Conte Parris is the brand that actually manufactured initially charcoal and graphite pencils, and Staedtler is the brand which manufactured color pencils initially in probably 19th century, early 19th century. Okay, now when you understand there are so many pencils, now what needs to be done? Actually, how do you want it to know the difference between graphite and charcoal? Is when you are applying graphite, see, this is graphite, and that is 2B, this is 8B, and this is 2B carbon, and this is Camel Charcoal, and this is Nero Charcoal. It is smooth, if you understand. This is Conte Parris Charcoal. It is very rough. Okay, this is the General's Charcoal. So if you closely observe all these experimentations, if you closely observe, see how they are actually shining. If you closely observe, few are shining. Okay, now with respect to this experiment, what you will basically understand is, if you take any of the darkest gray, if you take any of the darkest graphite, it is still gray. Again I repeat, if you take any of the darkest graphite, it is still gray. So in order to get the blacks, you need to use charcoal. So charcoal gives the depth to your work. Graphite doesn't give you the depth because it provides only grayscale. Charcoal is the one which provides the required degrees of black. One. Second thing is, basically graphite is a wax based lead that is formed under the earth crust. It is directly available from the earth crust as a wax based rock. So the manufacturers directly extract it and use some proportions of sand to gel well with binder, and then actually they create small rods wherein they are embedded into the wooden cases. So the graphite is, since it is a wax based one, it is actually shining. It gives reflection, which is called sheen. That is the reason we don't use graphite at all times in order to get the deep or the profound depth. You use charcoal. That is the first thing. Unlike charcoal, graphite is shining, which is called sheen. Again, I repeat, the sheen, to avoid the sheen, we use charcoal. Second thing is, only highest grayscales can be obtained using darkest graphites, but not black. As I told you initially, highest grayscales, that means the darkest gray can be obtained with the help of triple E, but that is a graphite which is gray only, not black. So you have to use charcoal to get the black tones. That is second difference. Third difference, graphite has, if you see the leads of the charcoals and graphite, they are shining. See, graphite is shining, charcoal doesn't shine. This quickly shows whether it is graphite or charcoal. So graphite shines, charcoal doesn't shine. It's as simple as that. Okay, that clearly shows graphite gives convex structures. To build the convex structures, graphite is used. To build the concave structures, charcoal is used. Because of the depth that you wanted to show, charcoal is used. Because of this shiny thing, because of the reflection, graphite works cannot be seen in all the angles. For example, any work has only 180 degrees. But these 2 degrees, any work cannot be seen. Only 178 degrees it can be seen in. This 178 degrees a work can be seen in 178 degrees only when it is done with charcoal, not with graphite. Because some angles it reflects light which obstructs your view to completely perceive that work. That is the reason artists choose charcoal more than graphite, because it can be seen in 178 degrees easily. It is perceptible, right? Coming to the next difference, graphite gives a beautiful sheen, but that sheen is not at all useful in all kinds of work. Some kinds of work needs shine. At that particular portion, you might want to use graphite, but as and when you use the lesser degree graphite like 2B, 3B, shine is more. If you take 4B, 5B, 6B, 7B, 8B graphite of Staedtler, the sheen will be less. So you might wanted to choose 4B, 5B, but again 4B, 5B, 6Bs are dark grays. So you might wanted to choose the lesser grades of graphite, 2B. So you have to use with very minimal pressure and delicately, so that it doesn't give you too much of shine, to avoid the disturbance to the viewer. Okay, so unlike charcoals, graphite has 26, but charcoal has only maximum 5-6 grades. What are the 6 grades? Is simply we can see, we can say that it is HB, 2B, 3B, 4B, 5B, 6B. Now when you say how do I know these all 4B, 5B, 6Bs? Not every brand manufactures, or the nomenclature of the charcoal is not mentioned this way as like that of graphite, but Parris compressed charcoals are using this nomenclature of HB, B, 2B, 3B, 4B, 5B, 6B, like that. That means it shows the degree of darkness, compressed natural charcoals. Okay, and graphites also, I'm giving you all the differences between graphites and charcoal in a nutshell. So graphites are also, they also produce, especially Derwent company produces colored graphites which are called graphitints, and colored charcoals which are called tinted charcoals. Here Parris manufactures tinted charcoals. These are all the tinted charcoals. In the same way, Derwent manufactures, and here it is called Parris sanguine, Parris sepia, but there in Derwent they are called Parris. There in the Derwent it is called tinted charcoals. Now it is very important to know how they are supposed to be used. As I said, graphitenes can also be used with the help of, because they are water soluble graphites, you can use water also. Right, I mean, this must be a lot of information. Again, when it comes to the charcoals, the wonderful charcoals that I would suggest is generals, because the basic difference is, when I used Camel Charcoal here, Camel Charcoal pencil here, okay, it will not let you, this is the graphite, this is graphite, okay, it will not let you charcoal to be drawn on it. Whatever the charcoal you take, it will not let you. It is not charcoal. So this is charcoal again. Yeah, when you try it, it will not let you. But when you are actually trying general's charcoal, it works. Sorry, this is a hard one, so it might not work. So soft one will work. Why? Because of the beauty of this general charcoal. So the basic difference is, graphite has a wax property which will not let charcoal to work on, but when you take general charcoal, it might work. That means this general charcoal has a wonderful quality which helps you to blend with graphite. Okay, there is another charcoal from Cretacolor, which is oil based charcoal, which is called Nero charcoal. It also has 3-4 different grades of charcoals. You might wanted to try, but it also has some kind of sheen. If you see here, some kind of sheen, very less sheen, very less reflection, but it will get into the tooth of the paper, whereas generals will not get into the tooth of the paper. So what is the basic difference? Again, the basic difference when it comes to graphite and charcoal is, you should not use your fingers, because there is an oil called sebum that oozes out of your skin. So when applied to graphite, it spoils your work. So never ever use your hands directly to blend your graphites, but you have to compulsorily use at times when it is required to blend charcoals, because charcoal doesn't get into the tooth of the paper easily. With your hand, it will basically help you to blend it smoothly, and you get a uniform blackness. So these are the basic differences that you need to know. And coming to different kinds of charcoals that we have in the market, different kinds of brands manufacture different kinds of charcoals. Like for example, Hakim's is a brand which is available right now in India. It manufactures willow charcoal. See, this is a willow charcoal. It doesn't have weight. Basically, some twigs of the plants are basically burnt at a certain degree of temperature, which are very light. That means you can use these with lightly, and it can be easily a light tone of a charcoal can be easily created with the help of willow charcoal. That means this is equivalent to 2H graphite. Okay, apart from this, willow charcoals are available from other Chinese brands as well, like Montmat and other ones, but I don't remember other ones, but they are very good ones. Willow charcoals, this is one of the very good brands that I have been using. So second thing is, wine charcoal or willow charcoal are both same. Wine is not WINE, VINE. Wine charcoal and willow charcoal are same. And apart from this, there are compressed natural charcoals which are available in the market. And compressed charcoals are the ones which are the thickest and darkest charcoals that are used. So one other question that I keep getting is, when are we supposed to use these charcoal sticks, and when are we supposed to use these charcoal pencils? Charcoal sticks are supposed to be used in a bigger area, to cover the bigger area and bigger works or backgrounds or some larger portions on the portrait or any wildlife, or to give a light tone with the help of this willow charcoals. Because if there is a bigger chunk of piece that needs to be covered with charcoal, this small piece of charcoal with pencil you cannot cover huge area. So you use pieces of charcoals. And for the minutest details, you are supposed to use charcoal pencils. These will help you to get the minutest details. So these are all the different kinds of charcoals. Apart from these, there are pieces of charcoals like chalk pieces, which are available in rectangular format and chalk piece format. Chalk piece formats are available in Camlin, which are called again natural or compressed charcoals. Crater color also has, but it is in rectangular format. But very thin, this thin charcoal is this thin charcoal is available in Parris compressed charcoals. One of the best compressed charcoal pencils that are available in the market are from Parris compressed charcoals. One of the best charcoal pencils that are available in the market are Generals. Okay, you also have white charcoal pencils. White charcoal pencils can only be used on toned sheets, colored sheets, not on white sheet. And the most important thing that needs to be observed, noted is, do not use white charcoal on black charcoal, because it becomes gray. Black charcoal plus white charcoal will become gray. So in order to avoid the gray effect, use white charcoal and blend it with a brush on the edges so that it blends into the black either charcoal or black paper. So never ever use white charcoal on black paper, or even if you try to use white charcoal on white paper, it doesn't work. So these are all the basic things that you need to know with respect to different kinds of charcoals. I hope it was a good insight into different kinds of graphites and charcoals, and you have a wonderful time ahead. Please do not forget to give me feedback, your precious comments, or if you have any questions, you can buzz me on WhatsApp, or you can call me. And I have also a website, madhavvv.com, www.madhavvv.com. Thank you. You have a wonderful time ahead. See you in the next video.